Hello everyone, my name is Abby Bliss White and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do a get ready with me. I'm going to use a bunch of products that I have been loving lately. I have a new release from Dior. This is this beautiful Eden Rock Eye Quad. No surprise, I absolutely love this color story. So we're going to be using that on my eyes today. I'm also using some of my favorite Chantecaille Philanthropy products because those are on sale right now. So I thought I would show you those in action, as well as a few other favorites that are not necessarily new, but they're just products that I have been loving. And I will be ending with a fragrance of the day that I think is perfect for Mother's Day. So if you're interested in seeing how I created this look, as well as learning a little bit about some of my favorite products that I've just been obsessed with lately, then let's go ahead and get started. And what I thought I would do today is just use a bunch of products that I have been loving lately. So it is going to be a mix of brands, and I'm going to start out by prepping my lips with the Dior Lip Glow Oil in Raspberry. I just love this so much, and it's just a great way to prep the lips. So I'm going to start with that. And it just gives my lips a little tint there, as well as it just feels lovely. It's like a treatment on my lips. So we're going to do that. And then as far as foundation, I pulled out my favorite. This is the Chantecaille Future Skin Cushion, and I wanted to use this today because they are having a sale on philanthropy products, which is rare. They rarely go on sale. It's about once a year, and it's during the Earth Day from the 18th through the 22nd, and this is always fantastic to pick up on sale. And it is basically buy one, get 25% off. And I do have a code. It is AWhite-Earth. And I just wanted to share that with you and thought I would use it on camera. This is often what I travel with, and I'm actually getting to go to San Diego and LA this weekend. I'm so excited, and this is already in my makeup bags. And the way that I like to use this, you clearly can use the cushion, but I kind of like to use my It Cosmetics Heavenly Complexion brush, and I just like to dip it in to my compact. And I'm actually going to be using the shade Vanilla. So I have this in the shades Alabaster and Vanilla, and I find that both of them work for me, but I'm wanting a little bit more oomph to my skin today, and I find that the Vanilla just works perfect. These are very flexible colors. You don't have to be exact, which I love. So I'm just going to push this into the product here, and then I just like to go through and put this on my skin. This is such a fantastic foundation. You guys know I love Future Skin in the pot, but I do have to say I just love the compact for travel, and it gives me this really nice finish. I find that the compact is a little bit more of a satin versus the pot. I feel like is just a smidge more dewy. You guys let me know if you feel the same way, but I am just going to even out my skin. And what I love about this foundation is that as it wears throughout the day, I swear your skin looks better, better than when I first put it on. It's one of those that sort of morphs with your skin, and it just makes it look really good. Oftentimes when I'm wearing this is when I will get complimented on my skin. Who doesn't love getting a compliment on your skin, especially at my ripe old age? So that's another one. I can't guarantee you'll get compliments, but I have literally been asked kind of like what my skincare routine was and such when I've been wearing this, and I'm always like, it's makeup. That helps just a bit. I swear this just makes my skin look really flawless. Really, really love Chantecaille Future Skin Cushion. And this is one that not only do I travel with a lot, but I also wear a lot when I'm not on camera. I tend to like to do quick and easy makeup, like a BB cream or a quick little cushion. And this is just so easy, and I feel like it really perfects my skin, gives me that healthy skin look that I like. Okay, we're gonna let that kind of sink into the skin, do its magic. And next, I'm going to be using the new Dior. This is the Eden Rock eye palette, and I could not resist this one. You guys know I love a touch of blue. I love taupe and blue together, and this just really spoke to me, and it is giving me fun summer vibes that I'm so excited about. Now, it's not exactly spring or summery here today. It's a little bit cold and damp, but I'm just going to pretend that the sun is shining and kind of put on a fun golden goddess look today. So what I'm going to do is I'm coming into this shadow here, the sort of cream bone colored shadow, and I am just going to kind of dust that all over the eye as a base for my eyeshadow. And I'm going to come into this middle shade right here. I am going to use that in my crease, and as far as a brush, I'm using this Rodial. This is an older one of my brushes, and I don't even know if it exists anymore, but basically just sort of a classic blender brush. Using this taupey shade right here, just in the crease here. Now I'm going to go into this sort of peachy sunshine color here, and I'm going to place that on my lid here. A golden sunshine amber color. Isn't that pretty? I love it. Okay, love that color so much. I am now going to come into this bronzy shade. I'm going to put some of that in my outer V. I can't wait to use a little touch. I'm going to use this as liner, and I'm going to put some of this sort of underneath my lash line here. So little deeper bronzy shade. I'm using the BK Beauty. This is the Hot and Flashy I believe it is 302 or 502. I know, I need to wear my glasses. And I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of this bronze in this outer V here. And I'll take a little bit of that up into my crease. I'm going to run a little bit of this shade right here. I'm also using BK Beauty. This one's 209. It's like a flat brush. And I'm just going to put a little shadow underneath my eye here, a little bronze, before we play with that blue. And for this blue right here, I'm actually going to use the little brush that comes with it. And I am going to use this as my liner on the top lash line. So I'm going to try that first. I love that little pop of blue. Then I'm going in with a little flat-edged brush here, and I'm going to intensify this. Okay, I love this palette so much. It is just gorgeous, and you can kind of play this color up a little bit more. You can play up the blue. I do want to go ahead, I'm going to put a little bit of my favorite Chanel Stylo Yeux in Marine, just tight lining my lash line just to emphasize that blue bit. But again, this is just like right up my alley. I just think it is so darn pretty, and I love it for the summer with that bronze tone and the sort of sunshine gold and then the sparkling waters. So just such a gorgeous release. This is the Eden Rock. I highly recommend it. I was so bummed they didn't have it at the Sephora sale, but if you are going to get one of the limited edition Dior Quints, I have to say this is the one to get. It is so darn pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go put on my mascara, clean up my brows, and then I'll come back and we'll finish off the face. Okay, we have eyeballs on. Love, love, love that Eden Rock. And then I'm gonna put on a little bit of bronzer tint and then top it with a bronzer. So I love this Chantecaille. This is the anti-aging face tint. And when you first open it up, you might be like, oh, a little bit dark. But it is so fantastic as sort of the base layer to add a little bit of a fake tan to your face. So I am actually going to San Diego, and I want to put a little bit of color on my face, and I just love the texture of this and the way that it blends out, and it just looks so natural. So I will kind of just do it where the sun would naturally hit, and then just blend it into the skin, and it just adds such a pretty glow to the face, and it's not too much. So I start with that, and it also feels like a treatment because it basically is a tinted face cream. You also can use this underneath your foundation. I often do that. Sometimes I do both, and I love the rose one in this one as well. But I just wanted to show you, isn't that so pretty? Just a little bit of a flush on the skin. And then I'm going to go in with my Hermes. This is the Mineral Plein Air bronzer. My brain just wasn't working there for a minute. And I did end up ordering this in shade 3 Sahara. That's going to show up hopefully soon. But I really do like this bronzer. It is a mineral powder and it just looks so pretty. So I'll put this on and then I will go in and top it with this little bronzer from Hermes. And it's just a really great texture. The two of them kind of work well together. Then I'm going in with my Rose Atacama. This is the highlighter, and I love this too. And I will just go like this. We'll put blush on in just a minute. I'm just sort of layering on a little bit of these. Do you see how pretty that is? I love a little bit of a rose undertone underneath there. I just think this goes really well with the overall look. Okay, then for blush, I am going in with my Chantecaille. This is the Apple Blossom blush. I love this one so much. It's going to give me a little flush of color on the cheeks, and I do believe that this is on sale. I know their philanthropy blushes are on sale, and of course my favorite is Bliss. I love that, and I also love Be Emotion, but this one is just so pretty. Did you see on like one side, do you see how it just looks like maybe I just went and did a little bit of a workout, a little bit of life coming to my skin. Such a good blush. And yes, I did pick up the Hermes blush brush a long time ago when I bought some of their blushes, and I do actually really like it. It's a little bit more dense, but it is still very soft, and it works great for blush. And then for lips, I'm actually going to use one of the Chantecaille Lip Chics, and this one is in Meadow, and it's a really pretty sort of peachy pink nude. And this is a really flattering sort of soft peachy nude. I don't tend to veer towards peachy colors that much, but I absolutely love this color. I don't know why, it just feels like it sort of livens up my complexion, and I sort of feel like it makes my lips look a little bigger. I could be imagining this, but that's what I think so far. Okay, we've got that peachy nude lip going on, and then for fragrance of the day, I want to give a shout out to Deb Rosen. She told me that I needed to get my nose on Bond number 9, Greenwich Village. So I went ahead and got a sample, and I have to tell you, I have just completely fallen in love with Greenwich Village. I have known about Bond number 9 fragrances for years and years. I know that I've sampled some of them, but I never purchased one. And when I was in Atlanta, they had just launched New York Flowers, which has the most beautiful bottle. I have to tell you, I really loved that fragrance. I almost bought it, but I wanted a little bit more time with it. This is a niche brand that is quite pricey, so you really want to fall in love with the perfume if you're going to purchase a bottle, and I have completely fallen in love with Greenwich Village. Like, I just love it. It feels like a very me fragrance, and I shared with my husband how I loved it so much. He loves this fragrance on me as well, and so he purchased that for me for Mother's Day. So I was so excited. That is coming my way because I seriously love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some on for the day. It is so freaking good. I am just obsessed. So this is one of these fragrances that I'm like, why did I wait so long? I had heard a buzz about Greenwich Village in the past. Tribeca, I believe, is the one that is compared to Baccarat 540. So I did get a sample of that as well. But the one that I just sort of fell in love with, like knew I had to have it. It just felt very like me, and a fragrance that I've sort of been craving as the spring season has been arriving here in the Pacific Northwest. I have just been wanting something a little bit like floral and feminine, but also fresh, and that's how I would describe this. It is a truly unique and beautiful fragrance. It's actually hard for me to even like really describe it. So first I'm going to describe the notes, and at first I was not sure I would even like it when by reading the notes. So the top notes are lychee, cassis, and mandarin orange. And that lychee note can be a little bit screechy on my skin, but not in Greenwich Village. So that was one where I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this one. I was worried that it might be a little bit screechy. Not the case whatsoever. The middle notes are peony, water lily, and jasmine. I tend to love peony fragrances, so I was excited about that. And then in the base, you have ambroxan, praline, vanilla, musk, and oak moss. And that praline note in here really does stand out because there's something so delicious, but there's also this sort of fresh factor. I don't know, it's sort of an interesting sort of warm, floral, but it also has this freshness and this lightness to it. And then even that touch of oak moss sort of gives it this really well balanced, kind of classy touch to it. I'm literally head over heels in love with this fragrance. It definitely has like risen to the top of like my top 10 fragrances. That's how much I love it. And this is just from the sample. What I would tell you is this has this most amazing sort of cloud or trail to this scent. So that aspect of it does remind me of Baccarat 540. This is not the fragrance that it's compared to. Tribeca is the fragrance that people really kind of compare the two together. But this Greenwich Village has this amazing scent trail. So it is going to stay with you like all day long. You're going to get different little wafts. And it is just truly so spectacular. So you have that beautiful kind of scent trail going on. It also has this element of that clean girl vibe, like sort of a fresh out of the shower feel to it, which I really like because it's spring, summer, and I'm gravitating more to those sort of clean, fresh fragrances. So I love that it has this sort of almost soapy note to it, and I mean that in the best possible way. And then it has these beautiful florals in it. So peony, white lily, jasmine, and the jasmine in here is not indolic. There's just something that sort of is a little bit light and floaty with this, but then there is this warmth to this fragrance too. That's what I'm saying. It's got this fresh lift to it, but then on the dry down it has sort of this yummy warmth to it. I think maybe that's that praline coming in. Those musk kind of fragrances are always sort of cocooning. It kind of gives you this nice little comforting hug. There is a little bit of fruitiness in here, but it again not sort of a too youthful fruitiness. I could see many ages loving this fragrance though, so I think it's going to be sort of an all-around lover. Not necessarily, like, I do not think that young people are going to think that this is too mature. I think that mature people are not going to feel like it's too young. Kind of right there in the middle, very likable. And then there is this sort of like luxe feel that comes into it, sort of like this luxe moisturizer that just like smells amazing, and it's just going to give you that really silky feel on the skin. I I like to think of like that La Mer body cream that's such a splurge, but it's so rich and luxe, and your skin is just going to stay sort of soft for days on end. There's sort of that luxe feeling in there, and then there's almost this teeny bit of sunshine or a little bit of tropical vibe, but it doesn't really have the tropical flowers in it, such as ylang ylang or tiara that I think of tropical vibe, but there's just a hint of that. It adds just a teeny bit of flirtiness or frivolousness to the fragrance, which I personally like because I am not a super serious person. I do want to smell sophisticated and classy and all those kind of things. My personality tends to lend itself to being a little bit more fun, a little bit more frivolous, kind of enjoying life. And this is what that fragrance reminds me of. And I'm just really loving the sort of like clean girl scent as well. So it's a mix of things. It is so delicious. So this fragrance has just made me so happy because as the weather has been changing, I've just been on the hunt for something a little bit new, but something that's a little bit me, and I couldn't quite figure out what I wanted. But when I smelled this fragrance, when I wore it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. So that is my Mother's Day gift from my hubby slash family. I am so excited about it. And yes, I do have to say, I really did like New York flowers. The bottle number 1 is stunning. It is a gorgeous floral fragrance. It opens up very fresh. I think that's what I was a little bit disappointed by, is that I wanted that opening to kind of stay throughout the fragrance, because if it did that, I would just be all over that fragrance. Like that would be a no-brainer. I would buy it on the spot, but I was able to spray it on, wear it around the mall a bit, and then come back to it, and as it dissipated, I still thought it was really lovely and gorgeous, but I didn't know if I thought it was worth the high dollar price, so I wanted to play with it a bit more. So I will get a sample of that as well, and we can do a little Fragrance Friday on the Bond number 9s that I have. Many of you reached out to me and you love this brand, so let me know your favorites because I'm going to be ordering some samples. Okay, this is my final look of the day. Again, Chantecaille is doing their Earth Day sale on philanthropy products. I do have a code AW-Earth. I will leave all that information down below in the description box. I have some more fun videos coming your way. I'm sort of waiting for my Sephora to show up and a few other fun goodies. But I am going to be heading out to San Diego and LA. This is a really exciting trip, so if you are interested, please follow along on my Instagram account. It is Abby Bliss White, but I will be posting because this is a work/fun trip. And I will be hitting up some of the fun spots in San Diego and LA. So stay tuned for that. And I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend.